Rainy. All right, what's your name and what pronouns do you use?
Thank you for asking that. So first, I'm Angus, and anything said with love is fine.
What is your name and what pronouns do you use?
Ariana and she, her.
How are you genuinely?
Look, it's been a tough few months. It's been a tough year, but right now I'm coping. Thank you. How are you?
I'm getting there.
I feel I've come more into myself, so I am feeling freer and more liberated than ever. What about you?
I feel like I'm lost because I think I base a lot of my self-worth off if I'm working.
I don't like school, but I do enjoy learning.
I've generally not been a big fan of it. Being queer, hairless, less than 60 kilograms for your whole life, you do feel quite vulnerable, to be honest.
I don't like how we go about like having an education in Australia. I think places in Europe do it so much better because they give you the second half of the day to go do what you're passionate about. Whereas in Australia, it's kind of like your whole life has to revolve around school for you to do really, really well.
Always, like, my school's great, to be honest. The teachers are lovely. It's not private, so it's not expensive. It is not the flashiest physically, but they try, and the people have gotten better. Most of the problematic ones have dropped out anyway, so the nice people are there. And yeah, the teachers I'm really grateful for.
Okay, English makes me happy because I really enjoy like analyzing stuff. I really like reading texts and poems and all that sort of stuff.
Do you have friends at school?
Yeah, I have friends at school, but it feels like at the moment no one has friends because like we haven't been able to see anyone. So I haven't been talking to anyone.
Do you have friends at school?
They assist you in your enjoyment while learning.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, they get me through the day. Like, without them, I would not be going to school.
I try to involve myself with people who are wanting to get the best out of their school career life.
How has your school handled remote learning?
Pretty badly. We have 70-minute periods. And you can't concentrate for that long online. Like when you're in a classroom setting, it's so much easier to be able to like focus and engage. But when you're on a computer, you can turn your mic off, you can turn your camera off, and you can just go to bed. You don't have to concentrate. And it's just so easy to do that and then just fall behind the whole year.
Do you think that your school has handled remote learning?
Extremely well, to be honest. We use Microsoft Teams and it's run really smoothly, and OneNote, I hate OneNote, but they tried and it has worked, so I'm thankful for that. And it was a new experience. I'm glad for online learning. I've learned a lot about myself through it.
Do you feel supported by your school during this time?
Yeah, I do actually. We have a really good like system in place at my school. However, I feel like teachers are struggling too, so we can't really rely on them to help us out right now because teachers are being exposed to the same things we're being exposed to and trying to cope just as much as we are.
The wellbeing team at my school is lovely, and I have a teacher who always comes up to me and offers me tea bags, or I offer her a tea bag, and it keeps me going.
Mentally, how has quarantine been for you?
Oh my gosh, it has been a ride. It has been a roller coaster. Like one day I'm just ticking all the boxes, like exercising, eating like healthily, attending all my classes, doing all my homework. And then the next day or the next like 5 days, I'll just be in bed and I won't move.
So I've been thriving because I was withdrawn for so long, and I've just felt this has allowed me to stay inside and work on myself and not feel guilty for not being out or constantly doing something in person.
What is something you've done in quarantine that has relieved anxiety?
Exercising, so that has been really helpful, but of course we've had the 1 or 2 hour limit, so that's been annoying. Also being creative, like there's been so much more time for hobbies.
And not take anything too serious. seriously, because honestly, nothing is serious unless you make it serious.
Is there anyone specific who's made you happy and why?
Definitely my mum, online friends.
Not to be straight, but my boyfriend. It's been a great time to be able to grow by yourself, but also grow with a partner. That's been one thing I'm really grateful of.
What is something you are proud of that you've accomplished in this time?
Learning time management, because I feel like before quarantine, life was just go, go, go. And if you didn't have something down pat, you wouldn't make the time for it.
Cracking completely and making something productive out of something shitty. Like, I'm really proud of myself for that. And I feel more determined than ever and set on what I want.
My self-confidence has gone up because I have been focusing on myself more, as distinct from like focusing on everything around me.
Something that you regret or you feel you haven't done well during this time?
Time management.
Not communicating with my teachers and like people at my school, just because I was falling behind and I felt like no one else was at the beginning of quarantine. I found it so hard to reach out. And then like 2 months ago, I texted my year level group chat and I was just like, guys, has anyone done anything this week? Or is it just me that's just spent the whole week in bed and has just hit a whole new low? And everyone was like, no, literally this past week, there's something in the water or something, because it has been so bad. And I think coming together like that was really, really good. But I really wish I didn't struggle for months by myself, like quietly.
I've got one more question. And it's, do you have any advice to Year 12s watching for the next 2 months of pain?
Oh my gosh. Just hang in there. Like we are nearly done. We are so close to the end, and like this year has been so chaotic. Like we can get through the next 2 months. It is going to be the hardest 2 months, but we are really lucky that we have a distraction from what's actually going on in the world right now. Like it might not feel lucky, but so many people without jobs or anything to do, or just anything to keep them occupied. So I've kind of looked at it from that way. Like I've got something to keep me going for the next few months.
That's it. Is there anything you want to say?
I just want to say thank you, because I've hated being in front of a camera and I've cringed whenever I've looked at myself. So I appreciate this opportunity.
I think you look beautiful.